Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever country you are joining me from. My name is Ala Karapol. I'm a personal trainer and fitness instructor from the UK, from the company called GetGo PT. And today I'm going to be talking about exercises, their modifications and different variations that we can do. I received some feedback from the ladies asking me to provide to go through the exercises, their techniques, and also to go through modifications for those of us who got different limitations on the mobility, maybe some pains and aches in the joints, and also provide variations for those of us who are strong and who are just willing to go for it and make these exercises not just sort of basic, but make them more challenging. So I'm gonna start first of all from a good old-fashioned squat. It is the best exercise for strengthening your lower body. However, a lot of people, I notice in the gyms and with my clients as well, that a lot of people have got quite poor technique when doing squats. And of course, if your technique is poor, then you're sometimes making more damage to your joints than good. So let's see what we need to do when we are performing a squat. So first of all, as when doing any exercises, we need to put our shoulders back. We need to make sure that our back is really straight and that our core is strong and our knees are slightly flexed, okay? So when we're performing a squat, we need to make sure that our toes are slightly pointed out. Yeah, if I had to talk about mathematical degrees, I would say about 10 degrees out, so not straight. And when we're squatting, we need to make sure that our knees are going in line with our toes, okay? So not straight, but in line with our toes. And that way we are engaging all of our muscles better and our joints are working better for us in performing a squat, okay? So toes slightly pointed out, knees in line with the toes, and keeping our back straight, and we're sitting down as if we are sitting on the chair that is behind us, okay? So that is a basic squat. Okay, modifications. So what, for example, if you've got bad knees? I've got a lot of clients who've got bad knees saying, not doing any squats, not doing any lunges because they're too difficult, too challenging for me. So what can you do to strengthen your knees? Because you have to remember that your knees are joints, but your joints are supported with your muscles. So if you work and make your quads stronger, then your knees are going to be supported by your quads and therefore they're going to work better. So to make your quads stronger, what we can do is we can perform a modification of the squat. So for that, you're going to need a chair. So I've got a chair over here. So what you're going to do, you're going to stand near the chair. You're going to have your knees in line with the toes slightly pointed out, okay? And what you're going to be doing, you're going to be sitting down on the chair behind you. So you're going to sit and you're going to stand up. You're going to sit and you're going to stand up, okay? You have to make sure that you're not doing this, that you're not bending down with it. And for that, there is a trick. You can take a cushion like that and hold it in front of you with your arms pointed straight, okay? And then you're going to sit down and you're going to stand up. You're going to sit down and you're going to stand up. And that will set your squat at a brilliant level. Then when your quads are getting slightly stronger, what you can do is instead of sitting down on the chair, you're going to just touch the chair with your bottom and get up straight away. Okay, so you're going to touch and stand, touch and stand, touch and stand. Okay, and please do as many repetitions as to achieve this slight burn in your muscle, because when the muscles are burning, that means that they're working. Okay, So for those of us who've got poor ankle mobility, for example, my other half can't squat properly because his ankle mobility is very poor and he kind of tends to lift his heels when he's squatting. That is not very good for your knees. This is not very good for the ankles either. So if you've got poor ankle mobility, you will need to elevate your heels. So for that you can use normal books, not very high, maybe, I don't know, a couple of centimeters tall. So you will put your heels on those books and you will perform a squat as per I explained before, okay? And that will make your squat a little bit easier because that will require less from your ankles on the mobility level, okay? So that is your squats. So what variations of squats you can do? You can do different stances, narrow, wider, and very wide, as such. You can also do pulses, so keep low. That will create a wonderful burn in your muscles, okay? You can do squat jumps, just so. You can do squat and kick, squat and kick, squat and kick. Also, you can use weights if you've got some in your house. So you can do weighted squat, just like that. Or if you want to use just one, hold it like that and squat. And also for the squat, you can use wonderful bands. So you put those above your knees. That will help you to hold your knees out, and the bands also help you to activate your glutes and hamstrings more, okay? Whew. It's very hot in the UK. I'm actually out of breath from doing just a couple of exercises. Okay, so time is running very, very quickly. So I've got lunges to show you. So lunge is quite a challenging exercise because you don't only require sort of strength in the legs, you also require quite a lot of balance, and you know, a lot of people sort of lacking that. So what I suggest that you do with the lunge is really, again, use a chair just like that. So to start, and this is a modification, and this is how you can start sort of doing your lunge in the correct posture. So if you kneel like that, as such, to make sure that you've got a straight angle here and a straight angle there, tuck your toes under, okay? Hold on to the back of the chair, not for dear life like that, but just for the balance. And then you lift yourself up, and then you start your squats from this position. That will give you a perfect position for the squats. And that will stop you bending down like that, like a lot of people do when they do the squats. So that will keep you really, really up, okay? Okay, so this is very good. So also, you know, to make lunges more challenging, you know, or sort of, you know, different variations of lunges. You can do lunges on the spot. You can do lunges as pulses, just like that. So keeping it, you know, keeping your muscle under tension all the time. You can also do forward stepping lunges, just like that. You can do backward stepping lunges as well. You can do side lunges. I'm only going to do one side lunges like that. I haven't got any space to go the other way. Okay, so also you can do jumping lunges as well. So just like that. So those would be jumping lunges, okay? So next exercise that I wanted to go through is mountain climbers. So I was talking about the mountain climbers as a brilliant exercise for your hip flexors. When we've got sedentary lifestyle, the mobility of the hip flexors is very, very poor, and we need to make sure that this is worked at. So the mountain climbers doesn't only work your hip flexors, it also works your core. It's a very good core exercise. And also because you're standing on your arms, it's working your shoulders and working your arms. So the exercise looks just like that. And then you bring your knees to your arms, okay? You run as fast as you can. Okay, so if you've got poor wrist mobility, or you haven't got enough strength in your shoulders, that can be quite a challenging exercise. So how can we make that a little bit lighter? So modifications. Again, you need a chair. So you can put your, I'm going to put it a bit on the mat like that so it doesn't slide. Okay, so you put your hands on the chair and you sort of do your mountain climbers, elevated mountain climbers, just like that. If that is too challenging, slow down and just lift your knees, just like that. Or do them to the side. That is very good for your hip flexors, okay? Okay, so once you've done that, you can also, if that is still too challenging on your wrists, what I suggest you do then, you do mountain climbers standing up. So again, you will use your chair, just like so. Hold on to your chair for balance. Lift your knees as high as you can. Just so. Or to the side. That is brilliant for the hip flexors. Or do circles, just like that. Out. And then in. Okay, you will feel the sort of mobility of your hips really improving with this exercise. Okay, so another two that I wanted to cover, I'm nearly out of 15 minutes. I always sort of, take more time than I'm supposed to, but I am going to go through these two exercises, and there's not really a lot of modifications that you can do there, but these two are really, really good exercises for your glutes. Modification wise, as I said, not a lot, but they have got strange names and a lot of people don't know what they are. So I would like to show you these two. So the first one is donkey kicks, and to do this one, you are standing on all fours, just so. You make sure that your core is very strong and tense. Your back is really straight, okay? And then you lift your bent leg up, making as if you were trying to hit the ceiling with your foot, okay? And you do it just so, okay? Just like that. So this is donkey kicks. So you can imagine a donkey kicking, that's why it's called that, okay? So how you can make this harder, you can put a weight, if you've got a hand weight in your house, you can put it in the crease of your knee, then flex your foot, so the weight is secured in your knee, and then you perform the exercise just like that, okay? So the next one is fire hydrant, okay? So that is, again, exercise that you do on all fours. Again, very strong core, again, very straight back. And what you do, your bent leg is going to the side, just so. And again, to make it more difficult, you can put a weight in the crease of your knee. So for those who've got poorly knees, what I suggest you do is, when you're performing these exercises, cushion your knees really, really well. Put a cushion under them, put So folded towel under them. Just make sure that your knees are really in soft position, because that way you will be able to perform the exercise a lot better. And also, to make those more challenging, you can use the bands. Actually, I've been referring to the bands quite a lot. You can either sort of, purchase those ones. Those are really cheap on Amazon, but they're quite light. But for those who just starting doing these exercises, for a start, it will be really good. You can also use them for your arms. I might do a live about those exercises. And, those who are more regular exercises, you can purchase these really rigid ones. They really activate your glutes and your, and your hamstrings, and you can do loads of different exercises with those. Okay, so I think this is all I have time for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week. Ciao, ciao.